Yo, yeah, we on time today. We are on time today. I am going to drink water. All right. So this is where's my finish line. Wednesday. Wednesday is always a good day. It's the middle of the week. It's a chance for you to mentally prepare yourself for with everything that has happened, and then to move forward with how you're going to close out the week. And hopefully you do it strong. Hopefully you do. And never get too high up or too high down. And I know that's very difficult for many of us, self included in that. And that's kind of what inspired the topic for today. Who am I? Matter of fact, as I show you off it's almost retro now, the way time moves. Cam quotes tees, Be polarized and be memorable, be self aware, be authentic. And one of the most self aware and authentic things you can do is know exactly who you are. Knowing who you are, and not in just like a generic sense, like, oh yeah, I'm a male, I'm black guy. Excuse me. I am, from the East Coast, or the Midwest or South or whatever. Self awareness. The best way I feel, the best way to really capture your self awareness and to find out who you are is to unplug and literally let all of your thoughts just happen. We live currently in an era where that is difficult to do. I was born very early 80s. I was born in 81. And literally in those times, 80s, 90s, even in the early 2000s to some degree, uh, there were many ways to just naturally decompress. I think more people were just maybe in tune with themselves a little more, or at least talking to other humans that they actually knew and trust, versus running to our devices or certain platforms to whether it be like vent, discuss, converse, argue, debate, whatever words people want to use. Instead of doing those things, uh, I think more people probably spent time in like intimate conversation or just time alone. I know for me personally, um, sometimes I just sit in the dark with nothing on and just let different thoughts come and go. I do that so I can really understand who I am. And again, not the surface level of understanding who you are, but what's really making me angry. Why am I upset? Why does that make me sad? Have I checked in on this person? Why do I not want to check in on this person? You know what that person did to me a minute ago? Man, I would love to do this. I was thinking about eating that. Like those kind of things, honestly, like flood my mind sometimes. And I make an attempt to think, process, and understand all of those different things. And I think it is indicative to understand who you are by doing that. Who am I? Was a question that was asked to me in an interview, I believe. Yes, it was. Um, am I gonna give Live Nation credit for that? I don't know. I feel like it might have been answered another time, but like literally the the very first question of the interview was, who are you? And I really ran down just like life where I felt it made sense to them in the interview process until literally the day I sat in front of them. And they were so impressed by my answer, they just hired me. um, and that's why self-awareness is such a really big thing for me. Because even when you think you know who you are, you're going to change, because people change, reality changes, other things that you cared about even earlier this year, you probably don't even care about right now. It doesn't even have to be this grandiose, extreme, like, oh, when I was 10, I really cared about this, but now I'm 30 and it doesn't, like, nah, some of you don't even care about some of the same things and people that you did last summer, self included in that. There will be different instances in time. There will be things that hold a lot of weight today that may hold absolutely no weight tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow was not literally Thursday. Maybe tomorrow is Christmas. Maybe tomorrow is Easter of 2026. You never know. But I think it's imperative to just have those moments to where you are truly self-aware and understanding who you are in the moments that you are in. That's why I'm a fan of meditation. And I didn't know I was going to be such a big fan of meditation until, what was it? 2017, 2018? Maybe a little bit before then. I was trying to, and always just like looking up like different techniques, right? And I think one of the best things I ended up doing was just letting myself go through the process of learning how to meditate. Because oftentimes us humans, we want to do things like absolutely perfect the very first time, and in an effort to, and now it's an effort to, post on Facebook of how we did this and it was exhilarating and how you should do it too, and like everybody is waiting to be an expert at something. But me, nah. I just started off really slow. Like maybe I think it was they told me 5 minutes at first, and that was cool. And then my mind would just like go crazy, just 1,000 thoughts an hour. And I was used to that feeling because for a long time, that was why I couldn't sleep at night. Just so many thoughts of who I am and who I'm supposed to be and what I want to do and the things I don't have, and just focusing on, hey, to be honest, just focusing on the negative. Like it's really hard to sleep at night when you have so many thoughts about what if, shoulda, coulda, woulda, why didn't I, how can't I, how come this isn't, those are the thoughts that keep you up at night. And it took me a long time. I want to say, man, if I'm keeping it real, it probably took me like years to get out of that, just turn that part of my, like, just turn that negative, like, switch in my brain, like, off, or at least dim it. Because, you never really get rid of negative thoughts. Like, everybody has them. But it's the aspect of getting some control over them and understanding what they really mean. I think that's the most important. Brendan, what up, man? I teach my students about that too. Yes. Hey, yo, I'm so glad you do that, man. Student, I think if I was meditating in high school, I probably would have did a lot better. And I had a 3.85, so it's not like I was like bad at school, but I probably would have been a lot better and maybe more focused and more just aware of what was next for me had I done that back then, Where was I? Yes. Oh yeah. Thoughts looming in my mind, keeping me up at night, as a segue into meditation and how I started off. So when I started off meditating, even for 5 minutes, sometimes it would just be just looming with just actual just thoughts. And for a while, it was serving like, wow, where did that come from? Or why am I still thinking about that? you know, so many different times where I was just sitting and literally like just situations from 2013 would pop in my mind, or something from 2011, or something from the 90s would happen. Like I really didn't realize how much was still on my mind until I took a moment to be still and try to let my mind go blank, and it couldn't, you know. G McGee. I stay thinking a lot. I always feel like I'm behind, even when I'm actually making great progress and strides. Yes, you know what, cuz meditation is actually very good for that. Um, Even if you do nothing more than just write down the thoughts in your mind, or just give them chances to flash in your mind and then proceed out, you know. That's what's worked and helped for me, because I still do it. I haven't been meditating as much as I used to, but I do take my moments. Just your constant, just like breathing and just thinking, or just breathing and letting go with your eyes closed, I should say. You know, like a lot of times when I pray, I'll take 2 for sure, maybe even 3 deep breaths, just to really get focused and centered on what my mind and what my heart and what my spirit is truly on. You know, sometimes I think we get into situations where what's even at the front of our mind is not even what's really on our hearts and minds. So it's important to like really let certain thoughts register, so you know exactly what you really want to deal with and like how to really deal with it. I use a journal a lot. That helped me. Yeah, I gotta make more time to do that. The music helped too. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you can't put it in a song, man, your music ain't meaning too much of nothing. And we'll get to that, because I kind of want to help people spot music opinions they can trust. Who am I? Who am I to tell you what music opinions you can trust? But you know, well, me, Cam Quotes. You know what I'm saying? And I know better than most. I'll tell you that. Millionaire mentality, yes, man. And we are still striving for that, even when we don't exactly know the finish line. Just like the name of this segment here that I do on Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 o'clock hour. Man, I thank you guys for tuning in. It's always greatly appreciated. But yes, I think the quickest path to self awareness, I'll say one, meditation, and say two, unplugging slash decompressing. Right? What do you do to decompress? Is it exercise? Is it uh like, and I mean like taking a walk, taking a run, riding a bike, shooting guns, going to the boxing ring, swimming, hopping on a boat, chilling? Like what do you do to decompress? And what is your thing that you do that doesn't involve your phone, that makes you feel at peace? You know, I think that's important to have for everybody. And to be clear, I don't believe in taking your phone and showing to and taking a picture of you decompressing. Like that's already doing too much for me specifically. You know, I think it's just because, like, to me, I equate that with people that get on their phones while they're crying and they don't shut it off, and then they know that they're crying while they're on their phone and they upload it anyway. It's like, fam, this ain't like, this ain't New Line Cinema. We know you recorded this. You recorded yourself crying, and then you either cut or record it or both at the perfect time, and then you've uploaded this to a platform, unedited, to let us know that whatever you are going through has made you cry. And that's weird to me. I also think that's unhealthy. Um, there's a lot of other things I think it is, but we're in a different climate. I can't say certain words anymore. You can't really be as harsh to people as you would like to anymore, even if you're telling the truth. My new thing is that's some slur shit. You pick the slur. It's not on me. Because, hey, the N-word is a slur. So pick your slur. You're not going to get it out of me. But also, so we wrapped meditation, finding just different activities to decompress. And then, and 3, just honoring the thoughts that come first in your mind. I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before. I really don't remember. But I posted about wanting to collect CDs again. And even though I fought really hard in the 2010s to not get on streaming of any kind. I really did. But it was just impossible, man. The very cool thing about streaming is that people's albums that I wouldn't buy, I at least get to listen to. Because, like, for instance, like, I'm never buying the Future album, right? I'm just never going to do it. And no disrespect to Future, but I just don't want to buy his music. So someone like that is perfect for me to stream from, And but like for instance, if who's a good artist? But if Project Pat puts out an album, I'm definitely gonna buy it, because it's Project Pat. How do you not buy a Project Pat album? Are you a loser? And but just in a moment of just getting out complete thoughts and understanding what they mean, I truly realized how happy collecting CDs made me, and also how it spoke to just my passion for music. There are different types of music heads that exist. There are the people that are all about the concerts. They love the live show. I'm definitely one of those people as well, but COVID, so you know what I'm saying. Ugh. But I don't want to be around too many people that look like they don't bathe daily or wash their hands. A lot of booty diggers show up to concerts. A lot of people that like use drugs and sweat, and then like they don't shower when they get home. Like, it's a lot going on at concerts. So it's probably not the safest environment anymore, especially with COVID in the air still. But you have those people, the concert goers. You have the people that just play instruments. A lot of people just have and play like different instruments, even if you have like tambourines and maracas and bongos or drums and trumpets and guitars, pianos. If you if you have just these items, you just know how to play it. That makes you a music head in my view. The vinyl collectors. I mean, hey, me, the CD collectors. I haven't really got on the vinyl yet. I don't know why, but I just haven't. A lot of them look really cool though. A lot of vinyls look extremely cool. But I'm a CD guy. I started purchasing CDs in the early 90s. Like, the first CD I actually purchased myself was A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. I think the first CD my mom got me was Criss Cross, Totally Crossed Out. So, needless to say, everything about me is CDs till I die, man. And it is something that just makes me happy. It's part of who I am. Like, I understand that a lot of people want to transition into this new world and this new life and way of doing things, but a lot of times it's just not necessary to do it 100%. A lot of us are who we are, and we're afraid to be who we are because society or social media is telling us that we should be this way now. And the more I unplug from these devices, and the more I unplug from these platforms, I'm starting to understand, like, man, I don't care to be in the majority rule, And I'm not talking in like a moral and ethics way. We should want to be in a space of treating people equally and just being about care and being nice and being about love, and hoping that everybody gets their fair share of life. But I don't I don't subscribe to all of the group think things that are now supposed to be the norm, like wearing like Gucci belts, or everybody has to wear a fucking Gucci belt, or things like I like eventually people are gonna say like, oh, you can't say lit anymore. It's like I still say cold. And cold is from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I still say fresh, and now it's from the 80s. I still say Dougie. When I get and when some people say suited and booted, like, but that's just me. Like I'm 40 years old. I've lived life. I wasn't born in this era. I wasn't like I walked into it. No, I drove into it. Some grown ass man with a vehicle and a registered license. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Cuts, what up? Let me see. First CD I ever got was Timberland and Magoo. Forgot the name of it. Was it the R World or what's the other one? The Adventures of Timberland and Magoo, I believe. First one I ever met. It was in bought in the project. Hey, Project Pat, Mister Don't Play. Everything's working. That's one of my favorite CDs ever. That album is why Project Pat is in my top 10. And he'll never be removed. I don't care what happens in hip hop. Project Pat will always be like, he'll be no lower than 8. I have him toggling between 7 and 8 every single time because other people kind of like, parts like move. And right now I got Biggie at 10. I just want to throw that out there just because I can. So where's my finish line? It's my show. I do what I want. Sorry about that. But yes. So collecting CDs is something I want to get back into because it's everything is back. That's another thing that's low key a thing for this era too. Like people are back collecting baseball cards. I think people are collecting stamps again. And hey, all the old game consoles are just in smaller form now. Like you can get like mini Segas and Super Nintendos. At least you could, I think a couple of years ago. Just a way of saying, man, keep doing the things that make you happy. Unless they're like self-destructive. And I know that's kind of contradictory, but like if your thing is shooting heroin, man, I really want you to stop. I really want you to stop. Like, please don't shoot heroin. One, I don't even know how you do that. Like that, heroin looks like the hardest drug to do, like on the planet to me. I'll never even try it on a dare. And if I lose, you just gotta fight me because I'm not on enough to doing heroin. But I say that because I think one thing that has a lot of people going crazy, how mental health becomes a hot topic, a buzzword. People are so worried about mental health, especially like Black mental health now, is because we're all so worried about doing things that other people like. Many of us are so stuck on what do people like? What do the people like? What should I be doing to fit in? What should I be doing to not, unfortunately, like stand out or look weird or be different? And I think that's part of some of the mental health issues. Not to get like too deep or serious because I'm no expert by any means, but for the life of me, man, I think when people are trying too hard to fit in and too hard to belong and too hard to be liked, I think that's where the mental comes in to play. It's like because you start to subconsciously think. I would think this. I don't know this. I would think this. It's like if I was trying to, like wear the right clothes or listen to the right music or go to the cool places and if I wasn't finding new friends or I wasn't getting likes or follows for for my post or pictures or or if if I wasn't meeting the person that I was meant to be with or something like that, I would imagine how it would get to me, you know. But it's the lack of authenticity that's stopping you from getting the things that you really want. And that's something that I think about often because there's a lot of things that I don't have that I want. And as I think about that, it's like, man, am I truly being that authentic to myself, or am I just like, have I just not found my crowd, or has or am I just too far out of the crowd that it's just time to do something else? Another aspect of where's my finish line, man. Even though we found one, been the Songwriters Hall of Fame, right? That's one finish line. And we figured out ways to get there. But at the same time, it's like, if you know that you are supposed to be doing something, or you feel in your heart that you're supposed to be doing something, you know, I mean, yes, they always tell you never give up, but what happens when you are in this space where you're not getting the results from the way you're doing it, whether it's with the grain or against the grain, you know? Where does time uh where does time and in reality begin? I guess, if that makes sense. I'm kind of throwing my own brain in the whirlwind here, so we're gonna move on from that. Where's my finish line? 26 minutes and some change in. Hey, let's talk music a little bit, right? Let's talk music a little bit. Let's talk Donda. Let's talk Donda by Kanye West, right? Just very lightly. I'm not deep diving. I hopped on here a few seconds. Seen a lot of your takes. I don't agree with them. Who am I? I'm me, and here's what it is, right? First, I want to say I gave up honoring a lot of y'all Kanye West opinions when Yeezus was out. I just want to say that personally. Now, granted, I am in the 1% of humans that liked more than half of the Yeezus album. And I didn't like the song that y'all liked, like how y'all loved Blowing the Leaves. I hated that the sample was used again. Like, certain samples, and I should do a live on this one day. Like, certain samples that have just ruined me forever, because there's so many different versions of C Murder. And no, it's not too many versions, but so many years that Down for My Niggas played by C Murder and Snoop, or Snoop and C Murder. It don't matter, because the club would play both versions, both versions. And I listened to that song. I've been listening to that song easily for like 20 years, and not forcibly, because I didn't buy neither album that the song is on. I didn't buy either album, and I still hear that song all the time. So when Kanye West uses it on Users, I was like, oh my God. Like, dang, he would do this. But of course, that's the song that all of y'all like. So, like, out of these 10 songs on the project, y'all picked that one to like. Makes me hate the sample even more. So by default, I like 9 out of the 10 songs on the album. Or we'll say 7. We'll say 7, 6 or 7. I have my moments with song with King Louis. And also Hold My Liquor, the one with Chief Keef. But I say that to say, I think Donda is, I think it's decent. I think it's decent. I think it's dope. I think it's some really dope moments on it. And I see many people like so worried about what to call it and what it means. And and then sometimes I can tell, like, you just haven't listened. You just heard a song that you like, or you didn't like. You heard the beginning, like you heard the intro and you turned it off, or you skip around. See, and let's get into that. Let's just get right into that. Look, never trust the music opinion of somebody that skips or skims albums. I hate skimmers. Hate it. Why? Because you haven't even taken time to register a full song. So why would I trust you to tell me what it's about when skimming through it? It's like Like albums shouldn't be listened to like cliff notes for a history test you're about to cheat on. You know what I mean? Like you're not supposed to do that. Um, I I don't like people that don't listen to track one. I don't care what track one is. I don't care if it's just an intro or a talking piece. I don't care if it's the hit single and it's just kicking off the album. Like listen to track one, because track one of any project is supposed to set the tone for what you're about to hear. Um, think about it. Like for instance, who puts in the Dynasty album and goes to track two? Let me know. That person can't be trusted. That person should be arrested. Matter of fact, because if you ever put in the Dynasty album and you don't listen to track one, even though it just says intro, you're a loser. Like you can't be trusted with anything musical, in my opinion. Also, I think that you should never trust people that only listen to specifically one genre of music, or maybe three at best. Like, for instance, there's a lot of people commenting on music that's still saying that they're playing Machiavelli like they did in 1996. You can't trust those people. I was in high school when that happened. You think I'm still playing anything as many times from 1996 as I am in 2021? You really think that? You couldn't possibly, because that would be crazy. Gotta let, like, some people just never grow and evolve past the music they lost their virginity to. Like, I totally get it, because this is my theory, and I think myself and Mike Love talked about this on the podcast episode before. I totally understand that the year you lost your virginity, that music holds the greatest weight in your life, right? However, what separates the defining moment in music from the music lovers is what they begin to do after that moment. Like, do you still go out and find other music moments? Like, do you have other music moments other than, yeah, man, I was with Cassandra and saying, she let me come over to the crib and I started playing with her titties and then I beat and then Raekwon Glaciers of Ice was playing. So like I love the purple tape. Like it's got to be more than that. It's got to be way more than that. And do you have memories of going to buy music? That's what I worry about from this era a lot. What are y'all music moments for like the very young people, like the people like under 25? Because like you are the first generation of people that never have to go to the store. Like, I mean, because the Apple store don't count as a store. You don't make a trip. You just pick up your phone and just hope it's charged. And that's how you get your music. And what else? Yeah, but like just like only the only hip hop and R&B listeners, like the only trap rap listeners, or the only the new wave listeners. So you listen to whatever is hot. Like people listen to the Billboard 20 or Billboard 100, and they swear they know music. Nah, can't trust those people. Everybody has to have, I say, at least three artists that the masses don't listen to, but they definitely just rock out to, no question, or at least one genre of music that you rock out to, even if nobody else is rocking out to. I think that's very important when it comes to having a music opinion that can be trusted. And a lot of people don't have that, and it's okay. You know, it's not meant for everybody to know everything that is anything. Whether it's football, it's music, it's crocheting blankets, or it's oranges, like whatever. Like it's like everybody's not supposed to be an expert on everything. So that's just my take on music opinions that you can trust. Where's my finish line? Well over 30 minutes. I'm going to read you some jewelry here, unless there is more commentary. I doubt there is, but Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. Don't get too riled up over these music opinions, man. Some of them don't even matter, bro. I see y'all. I see y'all out there. Don't worry yourself to death, man. Trust me, it's not worth it. I've been there. I've done that. Won the prize. Put the T-shirt up on Instagram. All of that. It ain't worth it. And let me see. All right. So, how we closing this out today? Here's I got three new ones, man. Three new ones. If you owe money, stay in the house. All right. If you owe money, stay in the house. Don't be out here, you know what I'm saying, on your 1-2, and you owe. Pay what you owe, then step out. Again, if you owe money, stay in the house. And okay. Everyone has an opinion, but less than 10% of those matter. And that's including me sometimes. All right. I'm not exempt here. Like I'm not exempt because I say it. You know, I live by these words that I say that I give to you all. So everyone has an opinion, but less than 10% of those matter. And, you know, it's been a minute since I left you guys with something for your wildlife, your nightlife, or anything like that. So always remember, fellas, it ain't complicated. The sex was just better than she expected. All right? It ain't complicated. The sex was just better than she expected. All right, man. That is Where's My Finish Line. Well over 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, leave your opinion. I won't react to it. Thank you. You have been gracious enough to give me your time. I am appreciative of that. We will talk again next week. And it is always love.